You got a favorite finish for your projects, right? Well, throw that away. Do this instead. Obviously, I'm kidding about throwing away your favorite finish. I got my go-tos as well, but let's have a little bit of fun. So what we need is some wood and this. I sanded a piece of walnut and cherry with 120 grit, 180 grit, and then 220 grit. Now I did notice there's a little bit of cracks in the walnut, so I went ahead and filled that with some black CA glue, then sanded it back down smooth. My goal with these two boards is I want to have a beautiful finish that's an even coverage. Don't want to have any streaks in there. I want to have kind of a close to the wood feel, and I want a little bit of a sheen. Doesn't need to be super high gloss, but a little shiny would be nice. First step is we need to take a closer look at our board and see what we're dealing with. When it comes to walnut, it's an open pore wood, so we're gonna see the grain a little bit more pronounced than some of the other species of wood. If we compare it to something like cherry, we can see that cherry is a closed grain wood. There's still pores there, it's just much harder to see because they're a lot smaller. When we fill that grain as much as possible, we're gonna get a smoother finish. Well, to do that, there's a couple different ways. You could use wood filler. You could also just apply a whole bunch of finish on it and fill the grain that way. Risk is that it could kind of look a little bit plasticky. Some people use epoxy. That's one way to do it. There's a whole bunch of ways. We're gonna do it a little bit different, and we're gonna use our secret ingredient. I got some 320 grit wrapped around the sanding block. So now I'm gonna sand these boards, and well, I don't need to sand it a whole lot. Just need to sand it and kick up some dust. Anybody else just smack sandpaper against their legs to get all the dust off? Or is it just me? I'm gonna leave all the sawdust on these boards. Now I'm gonna mix up a little magic in a cup. I just thought that this kind of looks like urine. And I'm talking about putting it in a cup. It's not urine. I can almost guarantee it is. Almost. What I've got here is some shellac. I've got some denatured alcohol. I got a Dixie cup. I need more than that. I got a couple of Dixie cups. And I got my stuff. What I'm gonna do is apply a finish onto this that basically is gonna help fill in some of the pores. It's not gonna fill it in absolutely 100% perfect, but I don't need that. Again, I don't want it to feel like it is some sort of like glass or plastic on top of it. I'm using the stuff you get at a big box store. Not the best stuff. It works. I prefer to use flakes. I don't have any flakes in the shop right now, so I'm gonna use this, and it's gonna work just fine. What I'm gonna do is take my my dirty containers here, and I'm gonna scoop, let's see here, 2, 3, 4. 4 seems good, whatever this is. It's not really about the number, it's about the ratio. So I've got that, and I'll get some denatured alcohol, and I'm gonna do an even mixture, 50-50. Put the cap on this, because I know me, and that'll get knocked over. Just like that cup got knocked over a few minutes ago before I turned on the camera. I'm putting this in here. Just a couple. I'll tell you what this is in just a second. Ooh. Now I'm gonna take a rag. This is just paper towel. I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna soak it. I'm gonna work it into the grain as much as I can. Circular motions, and I'm building a slurry with all of that sawdust. Shellac dries very fast. So I wanna keep moving. I wanna keep adding as much shellac to the rag as I need to. Cover all of it as much as I can, and I am not worried about looking pretty whatsoever. Any guesses as to what my ingredient is? I think some of you probably automatically know. This is walnut oil. As soon as I said walnut oil though, somebody instantly stopped watching and ran to the comment section to say, nut allergy. I get you, I get you. If you can indulge me for maybe 12.5 seconds on this. There's not really a nut allergy. There's peanut allergies, there's tree nut allergies, and they're not all the same. People who have peanut allergies, a lot of them don't have tree nut allergies. This is like really, it's really rare. Do some research, figure it out yourself on what you're comfortable with. All right, that is all worked in a delicious smelling slurry. Oh, it looks so good. Oh, okay, I gotta stop. It just looks so good with that figured grain. Make myself stop. the cap on this because I know me, and that'll get knocked over. It's always great whenever you throw shellac all over the shop. Okay, so I sanded all these boards back down with 320 grit, vacuumed it up this time because I didn't want to have any of that white powder all in it, and then applied another coat. Now I'm gonna let these sit overnight because it's kind of late already. Otherwise, I would let it sit for, you know, a couple more hours. I'm gonna come back tomorrow and we're gonna finish this up because this is almost done. New day in the shop. These boards look really good. Now, I didn't have to let these sit all night. I could have came back just a couple hours later, but it was late, so here we are. First step is I'm gonna take a rag and I'm gonna wipe off the surface to make sure there is no oily residue. Don't wanna have any of that on there. There probably won't be because we didn't use a ton of oil, but you never know. Then I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna sand both my boards, my walnut ones over here, with 400 grit sandpaper. Not very hard. I just wanna sand it smooth and make sure that there's no like high areas or low areas. Honestly, it looks really good the way it is, and I could see somebody wanting to keep it this way because, wow, that is a really nice finish already. As I'm saying this, there might be a little bit of gunk that gets on the sandpaper. That is just oil that isn't quite dry yet. Not a big deal. If it gunks up too much, replace the sandpaper, but otherwise, the oil's gonna dry eventually, so don't sweat it. In my cup, I mixed up some shellac and denatured alcohol. So I've got about 1/3 shellac, 2/3 alcohol. So it's thinned down a lot more. And honestly, I might thin it down even more later on. It kind of depends on how things are going. I'm gonna need a towel, or I'm gonna use a really, really thick paper towel, but honestly, like a shirt or something's a little bit better, something that's cotton. And I'm gonna use some cheesecloth. This is stuff I got at Home Depot. It's not as fine as the cheesecloth you can get at just your regular grocery store, but either one of them works. I haven't seen any problem with the way that I do it. I'm gonna take some of this and simply cut it. So what I will do is fold this over, and then I'm gonna fold it over into thirds and basically make a kind of a thicker pad. I'm gonna take mine, I'm gonna fold it sort of like a paper airplane. So I'm gonna do the ends and make a point. I'm gonna take the back, fold it up, and then move my sides over. And now I've got a little pad. The important part is having a flat pad with no wrinkles, and that's gonna lay flat on our board. Then I've got my paper towel that I can wrap around this. So I can take it and essentially just wrap it like this. Again, make sure my pad is flat, and then I'm gonna use that to apply my finish. But as far as putting my finish on my board, I'm only gonna put it on the core here. I'm not actually gonna put it on my paper towel. I've got my shellac. I poured a little bit of alcohol just in a cup, and now I need my ingredient here. In this cup, I'm gonna pour just a little bit of oil, but I'm not gonna use a whole lot of oil. See, that's all I really need, if at all. We use the oil to bring out the richness of the grain, so it's already done its job. Now, if I use it, it's really gonna be kind of for lubricant. My first thing is I'm gonna pour a little bit of this shellac in my rag here. Not very much, just a little bit. So I'm not actually gonna soak it. And now that I think about it, I'm gonna pour a little bit of alcohol too, just to thin it down a wee bit more, just a wee bit more. So it's inside, it's just seeping through. I'm gonna take my rag and wipe or wrap it over. I can put my finger where that paper airplane point was. So if I need more finish, I just squeeze my core and it will come out the paper towel. Set these to the side. We don't want to have an incident like like last night. Now I'm gonna take this and I'm just gonna kind of smack it a bit, flatten it out, and it kind of pushes that finish through my paper towel. And I can dab it on a paper towel to see if it's soaking wet. If I'm leaving a whole bunch of marks on my paper towel, it's too wet, and I'll just let it dry for a minute. Here's the fun part. Let's bring out a little bit of that sheen. And to do this, I'm gonna do circular motions across my entire workpiece. What I have to make sure though is that I'm not working the same spot over and over and over again. So when I'm doing this, I am constantly moving. If I work the same spot for longer than a second or so, it could leave a little mark there where I've scraped away the finish because shellac melts into the previous finish. So we're not actually gonna put a layer on top of a layer on top of a layer. It's all gonna blend together. The point is really to cover the entire surface and do it a few times. Try to work it so that the finish is as even as possible. With a figured board like this, it is possible to have the finish come out a little bit uneven at first because we've got the figure and then we got regular grain, and all that's gonna soak up finish in a different way. So that's why we tried to put the finish on top first to try to seal the wood. If I feel like it needs it, I can always do a couple quick swipes with the grain too, just to make sure that things are evened out, especially if you're doing some grain that's kind of wavy. This is dry, but I'm gonna let it dry for like 15 minutes or so, and then I'll come back and do it again. It's been 15 minutes, so I'm gonna do this again. But this time I still have the same cheesecloth. I'm not gonna add any shellac to it. Actually, I'm going to thin it down even more. I'm gonna add more alcohol to this. I'm gonna start thinning out my shellac a little bit more and more. I also have another clean rag here. I'm gonna do the same thing that I did before and start doing circular patterns and really buff out this board. It's already dry to the touch. I'm gonna set off to the side though, go back to the cherry one. I'm gonna take my cheesecloth, I'm gonna add even more alcohol to this. Now it is really thin. Essentially what we're doing is a French polish. Now there are a bunch of different ways to do this. Everyone has their own techniques. So a lot of people will use pumice to fill the grain here. Some people like to take the whole rag and dip it. Some people barely put anything on it. There's a bunch of ways to do the same thing. And honestly, it doesn't really matter. What matters is what's the ultimate finish, and is it something that you dig? If you're moving fast, the rag shouldn't stick to the surface. If it is, that means the shellac's probably a little bit still wet, or you got a little bit too much shellac. But what you can do is just take your finger and dip it into our special oil. That's all we need, is a little bit of finger tip. We don't need anything more than that. Now I'm just looking to see, is it even? And it looks really good. Oh man. Now that's the finish that I'm talking about. Usually I don't want my boards to be this shiny, but with that walnut, I couldn't really help myself. Look at the figure. I tend to go more towards like the cherry here, where it has a little bit of a sheen to it. It brings out all of that grain. You see some of the characteristics, but it's not over the top. I highly recommend trying out this finish. You're not gonna regret it. A big thank you to the Super O community over on Patreon for helping me to make videos like this. And tweet me again, get in your shop and build something awesome.